Trisha, what are you doing here in Brazil?
Okay, first of all, I'm very lucky to be here, and what I want to learn is we've got two very gifted and able women who both come from different backgrounds, who are going to have the opportunity to spend a week together thinking about two very different areas of work. One is how you use art in conflict, how you use theatre of the oppressed to get issues through, and one who focuses around astrophysics and the world of astronomy. So if I can find where these two wonderful women can connect, I think that's going to be very exciting. So that's why I'm here.
To understand more about Brazil culture and how the projects Yara is doing, how I can understand what she's using and see how that can be taken back into Kenya, how we can, merge what I'm doing and what she's doing, and just understand and learn more about her project here.
Yara, what would you like to get out of Susan's visit?
I've prepared a schedule trying to show her the method of theatre of the press that we use, and also to show her, I think, that special places in São Paulo who can talk more about our culture generally, and also I prepare meetings for us to talk with other people who work with education here, and also to show a special school that work in a different way. It's the same way that one of the school in Portugal. I think that this was I'm expecting, and also at the end of the process I'm expecting to do some, our action plan together, to continue working together when in the visit in Kenya, and also to know more about her job, her work, and also the SiS Catalyst work in general, all the packages and everything.
Susan, would you like to tell me about some of the similarities and the differences that you've experienced in your time here in São Paulo?
It's been interesting to see the education system, and the similarities I could pick was that we have private and public schools, and public schools get less attention from the government. I mean, the quality of education is less than private schools. The difference I was able to see in that system was that we have our private schools, public schools more concentrated with the government at high school level, and so we get more students from public schools qualifying to go to university, which is not the case here. Here there are less students from public schools who end up going to universities, and that was very interesting to see. But there's also a program where you get 30% of students from public schools into universities, which is good. It was interesting to go into the projects with Yara and see how she's using art to engage students from different backgrounds into using art into becoming better people and appreciating education and themselves, which is really important, and that's what you're trying to do using science. So it was nice to see the outcome, that the students were more confident and everything. A very different approach. I was able to learn by being in the classroom with her, but I was also able to relate to the group of people she was working with, one, and also how it changed their lives for a positive outcome. So there's a similarity there and also a difference. I'm using science, and it's interesting to see how art can be used in a powerful way to engage young people and to make them positive people in society.
Yara, you've had Susan, Tino and myself here in São Paulo for a week. Do you want to tell me what you think you've learned from this?
Yes, and I'm going to read for you. I think that first of all, I've learned how science is nice and how it's connected with art. I think that this is the first point. The next one is how powerful is the knowledge of my son in science. So I discover myself in this contact. And the other thing is how I realize how many opportunities we have to devise a project between Brazil and Kenya. And finally, I just realize also how people need to be recognized and how powerful is this project of doing this. I think this.
Thank you, Yara.
The social economic status of different communities, and it was interesting to go to, the is it Napa Valley? I can't say it really nicely in Brazilian language, but it's similar to the slums you have in Nairobi, and how resources are less for people in the slums, and so trying to get the government to work closer, or non-governmental organizations to work closer with these communities. It was nice to go there. I could relate to that in many ways, and also I felt I was learning a lot at the same time, so that was also interesting to see.
Hi Trisha, you are
Yara.
here with us in a mentoring associate partnership between Brazil and Africa, and Kenya and São Paulo. And I want to ask you, what's the opportunity you saw during this week?
Okay. First of all, it was an amazing week, and I think our hosts here, Mudança and Cena in São Paulo, were just the best. So I have to say thank you very much. I also think that Susan brought little Tina with her. And I think that it made us think all the way through about a child, and I think that was a very special contribution to our mentoring association. Read opportunities, yeah, I saw a lot of opportunities, but I was also quite frustrated by it, because we had a conversation last night and it was like, what can I do? And in some of the things, there was an awful lot of opportunities, but they're not going to be things for me to do. And I think that that's part of what the Mentoring Association is about saying, actually, there are a huge amount of opportunities, and let's go and do them. Let's individually go and do them wherever we are. And I think that's the most important thing, that around the world, the opportunities are there, and we have to do it.
Thank you, Trisha.